somewhere in the world is the disease called the Red Death, which was finished with the inhabitants of the town. The happy, strong, and wise prince, named Prospero, invited his friends to live with him in one of his safest palaces, far from where the Red Death was. That in the place to please himself the prince organized an elegant masquerade in this rich serene palace.
All the rooms were illuminated through the exterior windows. The resulting light was really strange as it colored the dancer's shapes, but the light that fell on the black curtains through the blood-colored glass was the scariest of all. It produced such a wild look on the faces of those who entered that there were few of the dancers who dared to tread those dark walls. In this room there was a large black wooden clock. He gently marked the second as they passed, and when it was time to mark the time, the clock spoke with a strong and clear voice, a deep tone as beautiful as music, but so strange that the music and dancing stopped and the dancers stopped to listen. And, and then after another 60 minutes, after another 3,600 seconds of time, of flying time, the clock struck again and the dancer stopped as before. However, it was a happy and beautiful masquerade, and you can be sure that the clothes the dancers chose to wear their costumes. They were strange and wonderful. The dancers looked like the shapes that we can see in turbulent dreams, and these the dreams danced softly through the rooms, taking on the color of the rooms as they moved. It didn't seem like his footsteps followed the music, but that the music went off his steps. But the dancer do not go to the seventh room because of the red light that enters the windows and the blackness of the tapestries make them scared, and whoever enters hears more deeply the beat of the black clock. But the other rooms are full of people, and in them the air of life is pudding, and the dancing continues until finally the clock begins to strike 12. Again the music stopped. Once again the dancers stood still as the slow pudding sound continued. Before the clock was silent again, many in the crowd saw that in the first room, the blue room, there was a masked man who had not been seen before. As they spoke cutely about him, a sense of surprise spread through all the dancers, then a feeling of fear and hideous horror. In a group like this, only a very strange maked man could have caused such a feeling. Even among those who laugh so much at life and death, some matters cannot be looked at. They all seemed now to feel deeply that the stranger should not have been able to come among them dressed in those clothes. He was tall and very thin, and covered from head to toe like a dead man prepared for the grave. The mask that covered his face, or was it really a mask? The mask that covered his face was so similar to the face of a dead man that the nearest eye could not see the difference, and yet all of this might have been accepted, but the others, who no one can know, had made himself look like the red date.
When Prospero looked upon this fearful form, he was first filled with terror, and then with anger. "Who dares?" he cried. "Take him," says he. "Pull off his mask so that we may know who we must hang at sunrise." Prospero stood in the blue room when he spoke these words. They sounded through the 7 rooms loud and clear. At first, as he spoke, some of the dancers started to rush toward the strange masquerade. But they stopped afraid, and no one dared to put out a hand to touch him. The stranger started to walk toward the second room. He passed within a few feet of Prospero, who stood still surprised. And while the dancers moved back from the center of the room, the stranger moved quickly without being stopped with a slow and measured step. Through the blue room to the purple room, through the purple room to the green room, through the green to the yellow, through this to the white, and then to the violet room. As the stranger was entering the 7th room, Prospero solemnly and angrily rushed through the 6 rooms. No one dared to follow him. He held a sharp knife high over his head, ready to strike the stranger. When he was within 3 or 4 feet of the strange masquerade, the stranger turned and stood silent, looking firmly into Prospero's eye. There was a cry, and the knife dropped shining upon the black floor, upon which a minute later Prospero himself fell dead. The dancers then rushed into the black room. The strongest of the men tried to hold the masquerade, whose tall form stood beside the black clock, but when they put their hands on him they found inside the grave clothes no woman for nobody, nothing. Now they knew that it was the red deed itself that had come in the night. One by one the dancers fell, and each died as he fell. And the fires died, and the club stopped, and darkness and decay and the red deed ruled forever over all.
The Red Death was a deadly, murderous, and terrible disease. To see that it was killing the almost all the inhabitants of the town.
My character will be the prosperous prince because he is considered the main character in this story. He is a prince who, having a lot of money, isolates himself from all those close to him and from their suffering, while the Red Death stalks them by making a masquerade according to his behaviors. It can be concluded that he has some kind of problem or disorder, is intrepid and happy.
Some of the main characters in the story are the West. At the beginning, they were very excited about the masquerade, but with the outcome of the story, they are frightened by the presence of the red mask and finally die.